Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Kal Haloyam, Yahawah Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and to confusion of faces that look like these other heathen nations, but their identity goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the real holy chosen seed line. Shalom. Alright, so I would like to give up this lesson and say talking about the table of nations, how I'm going to explain what is a heathen and how they're different from Israelites, and I'm going to explain how does the Most High feel about the heathens. All right, so okay, basically the 12 tribes of Yasharahla, and that word Yasharahla means prince of the power, because the Most High only cares about the nation of Israel. He doesn't care about these other heathen nations that I'm about to mention right now. And like I said, like in my other video, I was saying that I mentioned about the heathens. I mentioned about I mentioned about basically in my other video how your nationality comes through your father, and that's exactly what it comes through. Like, so basically, your father is born as an Israelite, but your mom is born from from your other nations. You're pretty much an Israelite through your father. That's how it works. So yeah, it all comes through the seed line of your fathers. So you see Esau, the Edomites. They're called they're the ones that lead the world in wickedness right now. So they're leading the world. That's why they're the top on this list, basically, as the heathen. But they're by far the worst heathens, because they're destroying this earth, as you already see. And I'm gonna make more videos on how they destroyed the earth. And these other heathen nations, they use to oppress our people. So you see from the number 2 all the way down to 18, those are all heathen nations. But Israelites on the top, which is the number 1, we're the lowest right now. But as a nation of people, we're the lowest right now, because a lot of our people are suffering all around the globe, if you think about it. And it's like, but the thing is that, like, we're still going to be blessed in the kingdom of heaven, because the kingdom of heaven is only meant for Israel. Yeah, the other nations are people, like these heathen nations, they will be in the kingdom of heaven too, but they're going to come in as slaves, because they had a history of oppressing our people throughout years, and our people was in slavery serving all these other heathen nations. Yeah, so that's basically how it is. And the Most High, there's a scriptures that show like how the Most High feels about these heathens, and he really hates these heathens, and he hates Esau more than any other heathen. And I mentioned that in one of my other videos, talking about how Esau in Malachi, like the first chapter, going on to like verse 1 to 3, talking about how the Most High hated Esau, and how he laid his heritage for waste among the dragons of the wilderness. But I'm going to show you a scripture from the Apocrypha, how the Most High really feels about these heathens. And it's going to be clear. So let me start at Second Ezra's 6th chapter, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So yeah, so in the Garden of Eden there was a chosen people, yeah. And that's the same story, right now with the Israelites, because before we were considered as Adamites, and we were chosen back then. The other heathen nations, they were back too in the garden, but I'll make a video, explaining that. All this has I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. And that's talking about Israelites, our sakes. As for the other people which also came of Adam, thou hast said, they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hasn't likened and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, which means they're pathetic to the Most High. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called, thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So basically, as you could see, like these heathens, they pretty much rule this world along with Esau. But Esau uses these heathens to oppress our people, which are the so-called Israelites, and that's talking about like and I explained this in First Deuteronomy, um, chapter I think it was Deuteronomy 28. I was explaining about the curses, um, but yeah, and this is like the 12 tribes of Israel, like just to make it clear again. Just want to make this clear. Okay. Shows, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and Latinos. That'll all make the tribes of Israel, and that's the only people the Most High really cares about. He doesn't care about the other heathens. They mean nothing to him. So, yeah, and basically, like, and it goes on to like Deuteronomy 20 in Deuteronomy 28, where it talks about like the curses. It really explains, like, it makes the curses like clear, that it's talking about how our people, like, we're oppressed as a nation of people, and how we how we always have to rely on Esau and these other heathens for we have to always rely on Esau and these other heathens, basically, because our people are so oppressed as of this day. We got to get a job through most of the heathens most of the times, and we got to get loans from them. you know and if anything, like you see in on TV, they use these heathens. They also, like, the reason why the Most High hates them a lot is because they make mockeries of our people over here, doing blackface. In other countries, they over here making fun of our people, making mockeries of the Most High's children, of his chosen people. And that's what they do. And then they make it hard for us to get a job. And usually the Southern Kingdom, which is talking about the so-called blacks and West Indians and and Haitians, they oppress them the most. And another kingdom, they're oppressing them too, you know. But it's worse on our people. It's worse on the Southern Kingdom. But all of our people are oppressed, as a nation of Israel. So, yeah, I know when it's come to Christianity, a lot of people think that there's no enemies in the truth, but there are enemies, and your enemies are, and you're not supposed to love your enemies outside of your people. You're supposed to pretty much love your own people, but the Most High is pretty much talking about, like, in the real love, the real way you're showing love is by teaching people the truth and the laws and commandments. That's showing you love. You gotta be really strict on them teaching these things. It's just that the Christians, they don't know how love is. They think love is based on your feelings. That doesn't make it. That has nothing to do with love. You're not supposed to regard anybody's feelings in this truth. You're supposed to teach them this truth, but you got to do it in a way like you're not really gonna harm them or hurt them. But you just gotta. It might hurt their feelings when you tell them how it is, but it is what it is. So yeah. So basically, the Most High does have enemies, and his enemies are the heathens. And 2/3 of our people are our enemies right now. But when they die on this side and go to the next side, into the kingdom, and be brought back in everlasting shame, as the children of the elect, they're gonna be our people again. They're not gonna be no more enemies of Israel. So that's how it is. I hope I made this lesson edifying. Still like to give all glory, honor, praises to Adonai Yahawah, Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Elder's Great Millstone. Peace, salutations to a hopeful elect. Shalom.